Yes, I think that cafe is pleasant in my city, and cafe culture has dominated the market. In terms of some students, cafe gained popular because they provide a comfortable space with Wi-Fi to work and study. However, when I come it often with my friend, um, I think it's quite ignored because I need to speak with loud voice. However, when it's come to older people, traditional street side coffee shops are more whisper since they prefer a simple, white, quiet morning routine.
Thank you for that detailed answer. Now, for the feedback on your response. I would estimate your performance on that question to be around a band 5.5. Regarding fluency and coherence, you spoke at length and brought up some interesting points comparing students and older people, but some of the connections between your ideas were a little disjointed. For vocabulary, you made a few errors. Words like belated and ignored don't fit the context. You likely meant prevalent or ubiquitous and annoying or crowded. Regarding grammar, there were some issues with word forms and agreement. For example, cafe is should be cafes are. Your pronunciation was understandable, but the rhythm and intonation could be more natural. A corrected natural version of your answer would be cafes are extreme. It seems there might be a mix-up. Let's get back to your practice. Would you like to try answering that question about cafes again? Or should I pick a new question from the list for you?
Oh, I need another question.
Understood. Let's move on to the next question. Is fast food popular where you live?
Yes, I think fast food is increased the common and has gained massive popular over the year. Regarding busy office worker and student, fast food gains popular because it's a quick, convenient, and feast fast breaks lifestyle. However, when it comes to some people like in healthy diet, they or older generations, it's not whisper since they perform. They prefer home cooked nutritious meal.
Thank you for that response. Based on what you said, I would estimate your performance on that question to be around a band 5.5. Regarding fluency, you were able to express your ideas, but some of the phrasing was a bit awkward, making the connections between your thoughts slightly unclear. For vocabulary, you made a few errors. Phrases like increase the common and gained massive popular should be become more common and gained immense popularity. Regarding grammar, there were issues with prepositions and pluralization, such as in healthy diet, which should be on a healthy diet. Your pronunciation was understandable, but there were some hesitations and mispronunciations that affected the clarity of your words. A corrected and actual version of your answer would be fast food is immensely popular in my country. Busy office workers and students love it because it's quick and convenient, especially when they're short on time. However, people who are health conscious or from older generations usually prefer home-cooked nutritious meals. Let's continue. Here is your next question. Are pets popular in your country?
I think that pet is coming increasingly common and has gained great popularity in my countries. About young adults or couple without children, raising pets gains popularity because animals offer emotional comfort and it makes people feel like strong days bond. However, when it comes to large families living in small apartments, pets are large, more more popular since taking care of them requires too much space and expensive.
Thank you for that response. Let's look at the feedback for your answer about pets. For estimated IELTS band score, I would place your answer at a band 5.5. You have good ideas and are trying to use a complex structure to compare two different groups of people. However, several word choice errors and grammatical mistakes make it difficult to understand your meaning in a few places. Regarding fluency and coherence, you structured your answer well by presenting one side and then using a clear transition to show the other side. However, there are some pauses and phrasing errors that disrupt the flow. For vocabulary, it is very clear from the context that you meant pets. Be careful with the clarity of your consonant sounds so pets doesn't sound like speed or best, and ensure the LD sound in adults is distinct. Regarding grammar, the correct idiom is when it comes to, and you should use the plural form apartments and the adverb too much space. A corrected natural version of your answer would be, I think that keeping pets is becoming increasingly common and has gained great popularity in my country. When it comes to young adults or couples without children, raising pets is popular because animals provide emotional comfort and create a strong bond. However, for large families living in small apartments, pets are much less popular since taking care of them requires too much space and is quite expensive. Let's move on to the next question automatically. What apps are popular among students in your school?
Let me see. I think that educational apps and social media platforms are prevalent and popular on every student's phone. About high achieving students, learning apps like Duolingo or Quizlet gain popularity because they help with memorization and self-study. However, when it comes to the majorities of students, entertainment apps like TikTok are more widespread since they often just relaxation after stressful classes.
Thank you for that response. Let's look at the feedback for your answer about popular apps among students. For the estimated band score, I would place your answer at a band 5.5. You have good ideas and structure your answer well, but a few grammatical inaccuracies and awkward phrases affect your precision. Regarding fluency and coherence, you did a good job of contrasting two groups, though some of the phrasing was a bit choppy. For vocabulary, you made some errors like prevalent on every student for about, and enjoy in just, and wide space should be widespread. Regarding grammar, your main corrections include using among all students, changing have with to help with, and simplifying often in just relaxation to often just relax. A corrected natural version of your answer would be, educational apps and social media platforms are prevalent among students. For high-achieving students, learning apps like Duolingo or Quizlet gain popularity because they help with memorization and self-study. However, for the majority of students, entertainment apps like TikTok are more widespread since they often just relax on them after stressful classes. Let's continue. Here is your next question. What places are popular for weekends in your city?
I think shopping malls and public parks are prevalent destinations that dominate weekend traffic. In terms of young people, modern shopping malls gains popularity because they often fully air-conditioned space with dining, shopping, and cinemas all in one. However, when it comes to families with children or maybe elder people, public parks are more whispered since they provide fresh air and open space for physical activities.
Thank you for that response. Let's look at the feedback for your answer about popular weekend destinations. For the estimated band score, I would place your answer at around a band 6.0. You have good ideas and structure your answer well, but there are some grammatical and vocabulary inaccuracies that hold you back. Regarding fluency and coherence, you did a good job of contrasting two groups, though the phrasing was a bit awkward in places. For vocabulary, you made some errors like prevalent destinations that dominate Greek country, which should be popular destinations, and whispered, which should be widespread. Regarding grammar, your main corrections include using shopping malls and public parks and using offer fully air-conditioned spaces. A corrected natural version of your answer would be, shopping malls and public parks are prevalent destinations that are popular with weekend crowds. For young people, modern shopping malls are popular because they offer fully air-conditioned spaces with dining and cinemas all in one. However, when it comes to families with children or older people, public parks are widespread since they provide fresh air and open space for physical activities. Let's continue. Here is your next question. What games are popular with children in your hometown?
Actually, I do not play too much game, but to talk about some game is come to prevalent in my country. I can talk that is a LOL, which is the most popular game in the world. Do you know that it's come to like my country Vietnam in early time since 2026 and it's maybe the blockbuster in the first time, so I think it's the most popular game in my country.
For your answer about games, I would place your performance at a band 5.5. While you successfully brought up a game and attempted to add historical context, some of the phrasing and the factual timeline created confusion. In terms of fluency and coherence, your structure was a bit disjointed, especially when trying to explain when the game arrived in your country. Regarding vocabulary, you used appropriate gaming terms like LOL, but the overall range could be more sophisticated. For grammar, the major issue was your description of the year, as claiming it arrived since a future year creates confusion with tense structures. A corrected natural version of your answer would be, online video games like LOL, which stands for League of Legends, are incredibly popular with children and teenagers in my hometown. It actually came to Vietnam a long time ago, but it recently had a massive server relaunch which made it a hot topic again. Let's move on to the next question. What clothes are popular with young people in your country?
About clothes, let me think about clothes. I think that maybe people in my country often wear casual clothes like crazy casual streetwear has gained immense popularity and dominate the fashion markets for years. About teenagers and students, oversized hoodies and cargo pants gain popularity because they respect a dynamic, trendy, and comfortable style. However, when it comes to young office workers, formal attitude like blazers or trousers is more widespread since they must follow a professional dress code.
Thank you for that response. Let's look at the feedback for your answer about popular clothes. For the estimated band score, I would place your answer at around a band 5.5. You have good ideas and structure your answer well, but there are some grammatical and vocabulary inaccuracies that hold you back. Regarding fluency and coherence, you did a good job of contrasting two groups, though the phrasing was a bit awkward in places. For vocabulary, you made some errors like crazer casual, which should be casual wear, cargo planes, which should be cargo pants, and wide space, which should be widespread. Regarding grammar, your main corrections include using casual wear and making sure to use the correct prepositions. A corrected natural version of your answer would be, casual wear like cargo pants has gained immense popularity and dominates the fashion market for teenagers and students. Oversized hoodies are popular because they're... Exactly! Widespread is the word you're looking for. Let's move on to your next question automatically. What drinks are popular in your country?
I think milk tea and traditional iced coffee are prevalent and dominates the beverage market. Regarding Gen Zs and students, boba teas gains popularity because of its trendy flavors and toppings. However, when it comes to middle-aged men, local green tea or black coffee is more wide space, since it's much their traditional taste and lifestyles.
Thank you for that response. Let's look at the feedback for your answer about popular drinks. For the estimated band score, I would place your answer at around a band 6.5. You have good ideas and structure your answer well, comparing two different demographics effectively with only a few minor inaccuracies. Regarding fluency and coherence, you did a good job of contrasting two groups, though there was a slight issue with phrasing at the end. For vocabulary, you used appropriate terms like prevalent and dominate, and the word properties appears to be a slip for bubble teas, while widespread was also used correctly. Regarding grammar, your main corrections include using it matches instead of it much. A corrected natural version of your answer would be milk tea and traditional iced coffee are prevalent and dominate the beverage market. For Gen Zs and students, bubble tea gains popularity because of its trendy flavors and toppings. However, when it comes to middle-aged men, local green tea or black coffee is more widespread since it matches their traditional taste and lifestyle. Let's continue. Here is your next question. What TV shows are popular in your country?
I think that reality game shows and music competitions are currently prevalent and dominate prime time television. In terms of young audiences, music reality shows like Rap Việt gains popularity because they are trendy, dramatic, and fierce famous idols. However, when it comes to older generations, family dramas or news programs are more widespread since they relate more daily lives and traditional values.
Thank you for that response. Let's look at the feedback for your answer about popular television shows. For the estimated band score, I would place your answer at around a band 6.5. You have good ideas and structure your answer well, comparing two different demographics effectively with only a few minor inaccuracies. You likely meant widespread. Widespread means that something is common or found over a large...
Yes. Widespread. I can pronounce it. Can you teach me?
I would love to help you with that. The word is widespread. Let's break it down into two parts. First say wide, which rhymes with side or ride. Then add spread, which rhymes with bed or red but starts with spra. Put them together. Widespread. Give it a try now.
Widespread.
You're getting closer. Try focusing on the spra sound at the beginning of spread. It should sound like widespread. Let's try that one together again. Widespread.
Widespread.
Perfect. That was spot on.
Yes. Next question.
Is going to the cinema popular where you live?
Yes, watching movies at the cinema is a prevalent form of entertainment that dominates the weekend market. While young couples or groups of fans, cinemas gain popularity because they often an immersive audio-visual experience and a perfect dating atmosphere. However, when it comes to large families with elder, going to the theater is not widespread, since they find it more comfortable and cost-effective to watch YouTube at home.
Thank you for that response. Let's look at the feedback for your answer about cinemas. For the estimated band score, I would place your answer at around a band 5.5. You have good ideas and structure your answer well, comparing different demographics with only a few minor inaccuracies.